Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday. The sun is shining here. It's finally like 60 degrees, so it's decent outside. I just wanted to jump on and discuss a couple of things I didn't in my introduction video, as well as open the door to the first topic of discussion. Um, the couple of things I want to address quickly is I didn't speak of my educational background in the first video. I do have a Bachelor's of Science degree in Human Development and Family Studies, and I will be graduating next year with a Master's of Science degree in Clinical Mental Health Counseling. Though I do want to stress, as I described in the first video, I do not replace or regard any and or all professional medical, relationship, legal, business or relationship advice. And if you feel you need those services and or help, please seek those out as needed. And something else I wanted to speak of, if anyone's interested, the link will be in the description box. I collaborated with Mayo in 2000, late 18, but it wasn't published till 2019. I collaborated with Mayo Health System, and we did an article about postpartum depression as I spoke of my personal experience with that after the birth of my second child. And that was something I wanted to advocate for. And it was a really cool experience. So, again, if you're interested, the link will be below. You can click it and I'll take you right to it if you're interested in reading it. If not, no worries. So, and I do also want to stress that I may say a naughty word or two. I'm really real and blunt, but I'm also here to help and collab and work together to plant the seeds for the Garden of Peace. But if I'm not here to offend anybody, so if you don't like that, please pump your brakes, pedal backwards, and go ahead and turn around and leave. But I'm here to build a positive environment and community for all, so we all can work together. Now, on to the first topic. So, here we go. So, I was having a conversation earlier with a friend, and we got on the discussion of self love and how important that is, and sometimes how we forget to self love, right? Because we're busy, like I'm a single mom, so we're busy being a single parent, like I'm busy being a single parent, or we're busy being parents, or we're busy being caregivers, or we're working, or D, we're doing all the above. Even partners and married couples, um, you're just concentrating on all those other aspects instead of yourself. And sometimes I know I've had a hard time doing that and feeling like I'm being selfish or I feel guilty, right? So you can't do that because when you do that, that energy or that perception of low self esteem or guilt or shame or what have you is picked up and portrayed, and others feel that. Kind of like the law of attraction, right? That old saying of negative energy is transferred so easily. And that is the truth. It is. So, but when you put yourself first and you love yourself, that shows. You glow and you're happy, and it's not being selfish. And one of my famous sayings that I always say, and people always laugh, but ain't nobody gonna love me like I love me. And I don't say that to be selfish. I don't say that to be rude or discard any of my family or my children. It's just if I love me, that is portrayed and showed through confidence and self esteem and taking care of myself and the connections I make and the interpersonal relationships I make, business wise, personal wise, or just interacting. You can be like, oh yeah, when you meet somebody and you pick up a good vibe, or you just kind of feel them out, kind of yeah. Um, that is picked up from people. Or if you're like, oh, that person seems kind of I don't know if I want to say sketchy, but like negative or just kind of, and I just got a bad vibe or uncomfortableness being around them. That's all portrayed, and that does carry over into like romantic or partner relationships. And sometimes, as I was speaking with my friend earlier, you lose your sense of your worth and your value and what you deserve. And I personally have experienced some romantic relationships. One in particular that honestly ended last year after 5 years, where I did feel devalued and my self worth wasn't very high. And honestly, it kind of felt like a piece of shit. Um, so I had to talk to myself and be like, oh, girl, you need to get it together. And long and the short of the story, after 5 years of very close to narcissistic treatment, I stopped chasing and walked away. And it was hard. I went through a dark period and it came out at the end, right? So, and got on my spiritual journey, which I'll talk about that another time. But, um, yeah, so I just really wanted to remind everyone to self love. And that can be in different ways: exercising, eating right, taking a bubble bath, meditation, making sure chakra balance. That's good. We can talk about that at a different time. Um, Maybe calling a friend, um, getting together with a family member. And I know about COVID, um, and I do take COVID very seriously. So my son has asthma, so I take that very seriously. But um, just ways to get together: phone calls, video chat. If you do get together in person. Um, Also, another way might be journaling, or maybe sleeping in an extra hour tomorrow, or getting your nails done, getting your hair done, ordering in for Friday or Saturday night, family night. We always do family pizza night on Friday nights, the kids and I. So there's just different ways to self love, which, yeah, that's involving your family, but just make sure you take time for you. If it's uh, other ways, cooking, gardening, whatever that is, just make sure you take time for you, and it's not being selfish and it's not being neglectful to your loved ones. It's just making sure that you are emotionally and mentally stable, and that's important, especially now. Um, we've all, last year, so it's been stressful for everyone. Homeschooling children, unfortunately, lives being lost, and jobs being lost, and we've all been impacted by COVID one way, shape, or another, right? So, um, and being positive and spreading positivity and kindness is so important now, and loving one another. And that's why I'm here to plant those seeds for this garden of peace. So, and by the way, you will see a lot of butterflies. I love butterflies. They're all over my house. I even have a tattoo. So, butterflies to me represent, excuse me, transformation and rebirth and growth. I'm not saying that's technically what it represents, but my personal thoughts is what it does represent. So please like, share, subscribe if you like the content thus far. I appreciate everyone. Have a great weekend. Hopefully post again in a few days. And everyone take care. Sending you lots of love and light. Bye, guys.